The Gina and Matty podcast. Hey, this is Taylor Swift.
What's going on, guys? It's Post Malone.
It's Lady Gaga.
Hey, guys, I'm Justin Bieber. This is Harry Styles.
Hi, this is Pink. Gina and Matty's Star Watch.
Hold on to your spooky hats because Wednesday season 2, oh my God, I loved Wednesday. I'm completely addicted to that season. Were you into it in your house, Matty?
Yeah. But Billy was her favourite show.
Yeah.
And it was one of those ones because it was might be about 18 months ago now.
Yeah.
So it was one of those Netflix shows that it felt a little bit grown up for her to be watching as well. So it had that real special moment where she would watch that with us on the couch, and oh my God, it was incredible. It was really
Such a good show. Well, season 2 have just announced that Lady Gaga herself is making a shocking cameo. Yes, the mother monster herself is going to be in it. She teased us with a TikTok of her doing the Wednesday dance. I haven't seen that yet. Have you seen her doing the Wednesday dance? She would pull that off.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, it was to her song Judas, I'm pretty sure, the TikTok dance, so that's probably why. Oh, that is incredible that she's going to be in that. Hopefully it doesn't go the same way as Joker 2.
No,
anyway,
that's right. Well, it's just a brief appearance, but she was supposed to have a bigger role, but apparently she's so busy. But hopefully that will turn into more. That's not all. Season 2 is bringing in some major stars like Thandie Newton, Steve Buscemi, I don't even know if that's how you say his name, and Billy Piper. Plus Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester.
Let's go with Buscemi. Let's go Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
We'll go with Buscemi.
Well, maybe he likes you to say Buscemi. It's like spaghetti. Buscetti.
You sound like my mum trying to say prosciutto. It's like, I know. Maybe I don't know how to pronounce it right, Mum, but it's definitely not prosciutto. Anyway, let's just we'll roll with that.
What about a jalapeno? Christopher Lloyd is Uncle Fester, and while Jenna Ortega, who plays Wednesday, as we know, she's promising more supernatural creatures, the big question is, will Christina Ricci return as the villainous Laurel Gates? She's been mysteriously quiet. I reckon she will. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of that?
Maybe they've run out of money. Can't afford her. Who knows?
Maybe they blew the budget on Lady Gaga. Now, 100%. All the talk of the town is the Wicked promo at the moment. So Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are out doing the Wicked press promo for Wicked. You see it everywhere, every time you turn on the telly. And apparently all the talk is because they're crying all the time in every single interview. Now, look, I love a person who cries easily. As you know, you cry easy, Matt.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably cry watching Wicked. It's steak, footy, cars, but I'll probably,
I would too.
Yeah, I'm an easy crier.
Me too.
Yeah.
I get super emotional. And here's the thing, these two girls are living a dream of doing this, and it's made them emotional. People are panning them for it, and they're saying it's annoying. I don't. I think, good on them. And Ariana said she's annoyed, she's tired, and her tear ducts are even tired. And apparently they've even been crying in private, with Ariana admitting she had a private cry.
How far away are we, G?
Oh,
how far away are we from the
December,
movie?
isn't
It's a couple of weeks, is it? No, the end of this month.
CJ knows.
Is it the 26th?
Yeah, it's out this week, so I was looking at it, and I think it's in Hornsby Event Cinemas on tomorrow.
Oh.
So, yeah, right around the corner.
There's some preview screenings around. Okay.
Are you going to go and see an early one, Matt?
Yeah. Look, and this is my tip, I reckon, and I said it last week on air. If you want to see it, maybe give it for at least a week, because you're going to be in the theatre, the movie theatre, with a whole bunch of theatre kids who are going to be singing along to every song at the top of their lungs. That's I've just got I've got a feeling that there's just going to be a whole bunch of theatre nerds, like yours truly, in the theatre who will be singing along. So maybe give it a week, and then you will enjoy it without the thespians who will be there singing along.
I think that's great advice. And I'm not a musical theatre person really at all, but I will I have seen this, and I would love to go and see that. Matty, maybe we should go. We can do a big report about it.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? You can tell my daughter that I'm going with you instead of her, and we'll see how that one goes down. But causing riffs. But I can't wait. I cannot wait to see it. It should be amazing. I got a message from someone that we both know, Jenna, who saw it the other day, and said, I just saw the Wicked preview, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I cried like the whole way through because of its goodness. So there you go. That was not a bad review for that movie.
And that might explain why they are crying the whole way through all the interviews.
Gina and Matty.
I'm really looking looking forward to this because my weekend has not been glamorous at all. It's been full of travel and rushing around airports and just a lot of hecticness. I would like to hear about your weekend, Gina Jeffries. Please enlighten us.
Oh, my God. Well, look, this is not normal for me, so let's not say this is something I do all the time, but we had a very, very bougee, I love the word bougee, a bougee weekend. So... And I realise how lucky I am to have done this. So it's not normal, but we got to go to Barrel. Rod's beautiful daughter, Jem, is in town. She lives in LA. She's a new age record producer and just the nicest human you've ever met. And so she shouted us down to Barrel, to this place. Oh, my God. So if you can imagine, you pull in and there's gates, and then you go down this tree-lined, like acres and acres and acres of manicured lawns. The first thing you drive past, you're going down this tree-lined, beautiful driveway, is the gardener's quarters. That's where they live.
Oh.
So there's 4 full-time staff.
This sounds like
That's
it could
not
be
the
like
house.
a scene from The Crown, Gina Jeffries.
Not
It's
even.
like
They could film The Crown there, or they could film any of those old world places there, because you drive first of all past, and there's 4 full-time gardeners there apparently. Then you drive up, and it looks like a castle. Looks actually, what's that other show I love? I can't think right now. That's on Netflix.
Bridgerton.
Yeah, Bridgerton. Looks like where Bridgerton would be. And the gardens, there's this beautiful garden maze you walk through, and then there's all this fruit and vegetable patch, and there's a big pond with koi in the pond, and like every beautiful plant. Like the garden is just stunning, perfectly manicured. Golf course, not golf course, tennis court, gymnasium, like and everything you could ever imagine. You get inside this place, there's 8 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms.
whoa, this is really like a castle.
Absolutely. The travertine floor is heated through the whole place, so you can feel just warmth coming. Because Barrel's cold. Even though this time of year when it was like 30 up here, it's quite cold down there. Gold-coated toothbrushes.
Hang on. Gold-coated toothbrushes. Not just like gold colour, like they're gold coated. Oh my God.
Like insanely beautiful. And we arrived just in time as the chef was serving a charcuterie board.
Oh, so hang on.
In the
chef,
bar.
Like
Yeah.
it's not just the person, it's not just someone whose house it is that's just cooking. No, they've got their own personal menu
Yes.
in the kitchen, knocking up a
Yes.
security board for you.
Insane. And that was in the bar. So there's...
Oh my Lord.
I'm so lucky. Like, honestly, I pinch myself. I realise how lucky I am. And it's just insanely beautiful and just stunning architecture. It's a really old house that's been renovated and absolutely stunning. But here's the thing, like, so imagine the bouginess and what do you wear? Oh my God, what do you wear? That was the biggest question.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can go, like, you can arrive in like travelling clothes and walk in and everyone's super bougie. So I went a little bit too bougie. I wore a dress and like chunky high heels and but you don't feel too, like it felt fine when I walked in. I felt good. But you don't know, how you don't know what to expect when something's posher than you've ever been to in your whole life.
And you'd rather be overdressed than underdressed. If you had that underdressed feeling and you rocked in just your pair of your Adidas, 3-stripe trackies and some Birkenstocks and you're like, oh, okay, this is, you'd rather, no, this is how I normally travel. This is how I normally get from the Central Coast to Bowral.
Exactly. But here's the thing. So the weekend's incredible. Food was amazing, the whole thing. But as we walk in, we don't really know who's there. We're guests of Gem's, our beautiful, my beautiful stepdaughter, Rod's beautiful daughter. We're guests, but we don't know who else is going to be there. We kind of thought it was maybe, just us. No, greets us at the door. Rod's ex-wife. Rod's ex-wife's new husband. Rod's ex-mother-in-law. Rod's ex-sister-in-law. Rod's ex-nieces and nephews. And his gorgeous older son as well, Brady, who we absolutely adore, who looks exactly like my son, Jackie. But yeah, so it's a whole family thing, and it's like a movie. It's literally like a movie.
It sounds like she was setting you up to film a new reality TV show for Netflix, a new series. It's like exes in the castle. 6 weeks. What's going to happen?
I would do it. Isn't that incredible? And like we get on like a house on fire. Absolutely adore Rod's ex-wife, Kaz. She is such a nice human. She's beautiful. She's incredible. And her, then in the morning, her husband now, they've been married 3 or 4 years, is beautiful as well. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And he's a real cook, so he loves to cook. And this kitchen, of course, has like 4 gas burners, and the kitchen bench is the size of this studio room we're sitting in now, like all marble. And so it's if you're a cook like you, Matty, you would love cooking in this kitchen. It's insane.
When you sent those photos through, that was you sent through me a photo of the security board, and I just went straight past that and just zoomed into everything in the background, and I was like, look at those gold taps, look at that oven, look at that splashback, this looks incredible. I don't think, though, you should have put one of the gardeners in the back of your car, G. You needed to leave one of the gardeners behind. You shouldn't have brought him home with you.
They were very cute. My favourite part of the morning, though, was when we woke up yesterday morning. Now, just picture this, everybody. Kaz's ex-husband, who we adore. Rod, I'm married to her ex-husband. This is complicated. This is a good Netflix show.
Oh, it actually sounds like some other stuff went down over the weekend. I'm not sure if you can't imagine who's who.
There's this bit. So
it's midnight. Knock, knock, knock. Who's at the door?
No. So her gorgeous husband comes over and says hello and gives us all a hug. Rod stands up for a hug and he kisses Rod on the cheek, gave him a big hug and gave him an omelette that he made. Can you believe that story?
I can. And then there was an upside-down pineapple at the door as well. Everything was going on.
Gina and Matty.
Gee, you travel quite a bit for work. Touring, especially, back in the day when you're on the road quite a lot, and now more so with aeroplanes and I guess than on the road. Have you ever had an experience where you were just that stressed at an airport that you thought you were going to miss your flight?
Yeah, I have such bad airport anxiety because the whole fear of missing it, and had to run to the gate. One time my bass player got on and they were shutting the gate, and because just the traffic coming down, we just underestimated the time to get to the airport from the coast. And one other time, Virgin just cancelled our flights. We got there and we were there on time, and they just cancelled the flight. So you can imagine my panic, because I'm not the coolest, calmest cucumber under those circumstances. I feel like maybe you've had one of these testing of your cool, calm cucumberness.
I'm a classic. Whenever it's like an airport or need to be anywhere, I'm normally classic. I just flip into dad mode and I'm there 4 hours earlier than I even need to be, right? Yeah. That's just how I roll. Like, even if it's domestic, I just like to be places, and it does my family's head in. They're always like, you're in a hurry to go nowhere. And I said, yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to be late.
Exactly.
So, well, what I'm doing at the moment is, if it sounds a little bit different, you might not be able to tell, but I'm broadcasting from Hobart today. I'm in my hotel room this morning. Gina's up there on the coast in Studio 1 at Fountain Plaza in Erina, and we've strapped together some tin cans and we're doing the radio this way because I'm on the road with the Australian cricket team. The T20 internationals are rolling around at the moment, Australia versus Pakistan, and I do like the game day ground announcing and the on-field hosting, that kind of stuff, which is incredible. Like, just side note, I said it the other day, and I was like, I just wish I could go back and tell 12-year-old me, who had posters of all the Australian cricketers on his walls, that one day that going to get to do this as a job, because it's still a real pinch myself moment, Jay. Like, I get to, like, I'm there and. Yeah, and there's the kids on the sidelines who were me that I'm talking to and I'm walking around chatting to, and I'm out there on the field with the players who are their heroes, and I was that kid once, and it's anyway, like I never take these moments for granted, and I'm very grateful for you and CJ and the team at Star 104.5 to allow me to be on the road and be able to, fulfill these dreams and do these cool things. So I appreciate that. But when... So Sunday night we had so Saturday night we had the game in Sydney. So I was in Sydney for that game. That game finished at about 11 o'clock at night. It was a late one. It finished. I got home about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I had a flight the next day, yesterday, to get myself to Hobart for the game today. So I didn't organise any of the flights. This is where some of the problem breaks down, because I'm working for an external company. They organise my flights. They send the email and go, this is where you need to be, and then this is the time, this is the flight number. So I had a 10 o'clock flight yesterday to get myself to Hobart, and then I got that information on Saturday. I was like, okay, cool, no worries. Got home. 1 o'clock in the morning, woke up at 7, and I was like, okay, great. I don't need to be, this is where my brain went straight away. I don't need to be at the airport until 10 o'clock. So, yeah. So that was my thinking the entire morning, right? Wow. So I've got out my shirt, my cricket shirt, and the official one that I wear on the field. I put that in the washing machine to give that a wash, because it's a little bit smelly. I wanted to have it clean, ready for the Hobart game. Started packing my bags, and then okay, great. I'm just going to go get some food. I went down to the coffee shop, got myself a coffee. I was like, okay, I'm going to have a quick shower, and then I'm going to get sorted. I'm standing in the shower. And I don't know, shower thoughts. They're the best at the time. They're the best at the best of times. Normally I'm just thinking, oh gosh, I wonder how many tiles there are from the top to the bottom. But this shower thought was, oh my God, my plane leaves at 10 o'clock. I don't need to be at the airport at 10 o'clock. It is 8:45. At the time I'm in the shower, okay? So from my joint, it'll take me about an hour because it's Sunday morning. There is no traffic. It might take me just over an hour, right, to get to the airport, use the tunnels, go the whole way. I've put it in my Waze app. Yeah, it's going to take you an hour and a bit to get to the airport, right? And I was like, shh. So I think the whole night what was happening, something was going on, that I was running late. Okay, so I said to Bella, who kept really calm, she's like, it's fine. I heard what was going on. Your shirt's drying. It's fine. Just get yourself ready. You will get there. It'll be no dramas. Just check in online and you'll be fine. Go through the security gates. You'll get there. You'll probably arrive just as they're boarding the plane. And I was like, okay, yeah, great. Thank you for keeping me calm. Although that didn't happen. I'm throwing things into the bag, hoping I've got everything that I need. My biggest concern was all this technology to make sure that I could do the radio show, because I didn't want to lose the trust of our boss, Shifty Shane with a Y, that I couldn't manage to get myself to Hobart and do the radio show at the same time. So I was like, okay, I've got the equipment. I've got my accreditation that'll get me into the ground. I've got my shirt. I've got a clean pair of undies that'll make mum happy. And I've got my shoes that I need to wear. That was pretty much it. I've thrown it all in. Totally forgotten my work laptop, which is a complete different story. So I'm flying blind today, which is real fun. As you can tell, I'm not a control freak at all. So that's going through. So anyway, I'm in the car. Traffic, great. I'm getting to the airport. It tells me that I'm going to get there at 9:10. All right, so boarding and check-in closes at 9:30. I go into my emails to try and find my booking reference number. I don't have it because I didn't book the airline. So to be able to check in online, you'd have to put in your last name and then your booking reference number. I don't have it. I'm like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. So I was like, okay, I'll get to the airport. I'll use one of the check-in things there, right? I get to the airport. All of the check-in counters are closed. It looks like a scene from Home Alone 2 or Home Alone 1 where they're trying to get home for Christmas. They're trying to get back to Kevin and the airport is bustling. There was no John Candy there to offer me a lift to Hobart, unfortunately. So the whole thing is just like the queue is out the door. And I've seen this lady and I was like, oh my God, do you work for Virgin? And she's like, no, I work for the airport. I can't help you. Just jump in the line. That's the best information I can give you. I've been standing in this line now for about 10 minutes. I've got 10 minutes before check-in closes. I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm having anxiety listening to you.
It was like an Amazing Race moment, but I was by myself. So I was in my own head throughout this whole experience and I'm just looking around. I'm like, everyone is angry. Everyone is angry, right? And I was just like, I'm no more important than any other person in this line, but in my head, I need to get to Hobart. All right. So I'm looking around. I don't know what to do. I'm going to let down, not only am I going to let down, you guys, and then I'm going to let down Cricket Australia because I'm not going to turn up. There's just so much going through my mind. And I was like, what would my wife do if she was here? Now, I am a nerd when it comes to like public behaviour. I do not break a single rule. I know that's hard to believe for people that listen to the show, but I am pretty much a stickler for rules. I don't very often change lanes. I'm happy to sit behind the slow person in the left-hand lane. I'm like, all right, we'll get there eventually. I don't need to. We don't need to rush. Anyway, so I'm not that guy. But so I was like, okay, what would the fiery Spaniard, my wife, do in this situation if she needed something done and needed something done in a hurry? She would jump out of the line and she would go and find someone and demand some help. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I saw that there was a closed check-in counter, that no one was there, but there was a lady walking behind, and I went, I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to jump out of the queue and go speak to her. Jumped out of the queue, and I said, I'm so sorry. Look, I know everyone's in a rush here, but I've got 5 minutes before check-in closes. I didn't book my flights. I've got to get to Hobart for the cricket. And she goes, against Pakistan, Australia versus Pakistan. I was like, yes, my God, you're speaking my language. Anyway, she hooked me up. She was like, okay, you just need to play it cool, because if anyone starts queuing up behind you, I'm going to have to push you all away and get you back to the end of the queue. And I'm like, oh my God, please no one watch me, no one. She sorted me out, got me on the plane. I'm running through the terminal, just like hoping that I see Bo Ryan somewhere standing with like a yellow envelope going, you've made it to the next checkpoint, get on the plane. We made it. I got there, arrived, and then that's when I realised I'd forgotten my laptop and I can't essentially do everything that I'm meant to do. So I'm really sorry, Shifty Shane with the YR boss, that I forgot my laptop. But there's a whole other story. It's arriving this morning. But we got here, G. I'm here. We're doing the radio show. We got there.
We need a cup of coffee or some wine or something just to calm down after that story.
A couple of Xanax in it as well. Let's do that.
Gina and Matty.
Time now for a brand new segment. Gina. Yeah, good vibrations. What do you got for us?
Well, this is a new segment. I'm just really workshopping it live with you right now.
As you can tell, I am with the stings as well. I thought that was going to be very different.
I want to call it maybe Gina's good news, because there's so much bad news. Yeah, something like that, or good vibrations. The
other one.
Yeah, maybe that. The Beach Boys could be.
You keep going.
Yeah, so the whole idea was, we hear so much bad news on the radio. I wanted maybe a regular segment. We'll see how this goes. That's called Gina's Good News. And you probably already know this because you're such a sport freak, Matty, but I only just read this, that Jess and Naomi Fox have been honoured. They are naming an island after them, Fox Island, down at Penrith's Whitewater Stadium, and it'll feature prominently during next year's Canoe and Slalom World Championships. And they say that Chris Minns is naming it, or has named it, after the Fox's family's contribution to Australian sport, because of course their mum and dad also competed in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So an island has been named Fox Island after the success of that beautiful family. Yeah. Okay, here's another good news story.
Hang on.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I like that.
She's giving me the excitations.
So a long-lost wedding video has been found. Eileen and Bill Turnbull, an Australian couple, got married in Aberdeen, Scotland in 1967, and they accidentally lost their wedding video after returning a borrowed projector with the film still inside. So decades later, a man in Aberdeen developed some old film and posted a still from their wedding video on Facebook.
How good is that?
And the Turnbulls, who live in Brisbane right now, recognise themselves in the image and contacted the person who posted it. They were sent the video. They got married in 1967. So
and they had a video?
57 years ago. My mum and dad had a wedding video as well, but it was black and white and it was very kind of fast.
I imagine that would be very fancy.
Yeah, it would have been fancy at the time, and you had to literally have it in the video machine, so that's how they lost
the old
it.
JVC camcorder.
But they said getting the video was wonderful, quite surreal, because a lot of the people who were at their wedding day have since passed. But isn't that wonderful? Like 57 years later, they got to watch their wedding video.
I'm picking up vibrations.
And that is Gina's Good News.
I tell you what, that is going to come back. You put that to a listener advisory board, that will get all ticks. We're going to have that again.
The Gina and Matty Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.